you are just now joining us, you are watching NBC Charlotte breaking news coverage at noon of what was been a just eventful last 12 hours or so. We've just learned in the last few minutes that the suspect in the murders of 9 people down there in Charleston last night at 9 o'clock has been arrested because of what was an alert citizen who spotted his Hyundai car that had been on the lookout up in Shelby, all because of a traffic stop is how this all happened.
Yeah, the arrest happened just after 11 o'clock this morning in Shelby, here in North Carolina. Dylan Roof, that is the suspect, 21 years old, although the chief of police just referred to him as Dylan Roth, so we'll work on the pronunciation there. But he was arrested just after 11 o'clock this morning during a traffic stop. Police said he was cooperative, and it was an alert citizen who noticed some suspicious activity. At this point, several agencies, police agencies, are working on this investigation right now, including SLED, the FBI, obviously Shelby Police, in addition to Charleston Police, who they even say they have investigators who will be flying to Shelby to interview Dylan Roof and to even see what evidence they may have found from his car.
And this is him right here, and we know even as we speak that he is currently actually in the custody of the Shelby Police Department. They're the ones who actually made this arrest and pulled over that car. Again, he was cooperative. We know at this point this will begin the extradition process after police do that initial interview process. At some point he will be arraigned in the near future, and that will then start what will be a lengthy legal process, probably more than likely to get him back down there to Charleston. If you've not been following this story, it started last night around 9 o'clock down there at the Emmanuel AME church down there in downtown Charleston, where 9 people were shot to death during a Bible study class.
Yeah, police say Roof had actually sat in that Bible study for about an hour before he fired shots, killing 9 people. During this press conference a few minutes ago, we heard from the mayor of Charleston talking about setting up a Mother Emanuel Hope Fund. The church, Emmanuel AME, is also referred to as Mother Emanuel. So they've started this Hope Fund to help those who want to help the victims and their families. We also heard from the governor of South Carolina, Governor Nikki Haley, who even said, you know, we woke up today and the heart and soul of South Carolina was broken. Certainly, even at one point, she kind of got choked up and appeared to be in tears. It's been an emotional, certainly emotional few hours, just over 14 hours since this all happened.
And we are standing by right now to hear from the President of the United States. Live pictures right now from the West Wing, and shots there from the press room. The president expected to come out at any moment and address this issue, not only the arrest of Mr. Roof, but also the death of those 9 people last night. Expecting comments from him any moment now.
Yeah, so we also have crews in Charleston, South Carolina this afternoon. Our Rachel Roller, she's been on there since really just hours after all of this unfolded overnight. Rachel, you were there. You were just listening in to that news conference. What is the very latest? What else have you been able to learn?
Angie, as you guys were saying just moments ago, Charleston police are excited that they were able to catch the suspect, 21-year-old Dylan Roof. Now, we're told that Dylan was caught in a traffic stop in Shelby County. A citizen noticed suspicious activity and alerted police just like they asked, and police were able to arrest him. The Shelby County Police Department was able to arrest him. Now, we noticed his Facebook page says he attended White Knoll High School in Lexington, and he has a record. He was arrested back in April for trespassing. He was also arrested back in March on criminal possession of a controlled substance. Now, just moments ago at the press conference, Governor Haley got very emotional. She started crying as she was saying, she feels so thankful to the law enforcement community here that the people in Charleston can start the healing process, which will take a while. This isn't something that they're going to get over overnight. She was speaking to the bishop, who she said everyone has just been so cooperative, and the law enforcement, she says she's never seen them so eager to catch someone. And the mayor continues to say, this is something that America does not allow and that they will not allow. And we'll continue to keep you updated on our website, WCNC.com, and you can follow us on Twitter and follow me on Twitter at Rachel Roller with the very latest. Back to you guys.
All right, Rachel, thank you.
Thank you. Also, we learned in the last few minutes that there's been a fund set up, the Mother Emanuel Hope Fund, to help some of those victims. When you're talking about 9 people who've been murdered, just think about the number of family members who have been touched by this act, this heinous act. So many family members, already $5,000 put into that. You can imagine that number is just going to grow exponentially. As Nikki Haley said earlier, we woke up today and the heart and soul of South Carolina was broken. A lot of folks, not only across South Carolina, but across North Carolina and across the country, feeling the same way.
Done. Yeah,
All right, let's go ahead and go to Amy Kalman. She is live there in Shelby where Dylan Roof was arrested. Amy, what can you tell us?
Hey there, good afternoon, Ben. We just arrived here to Shelby Police Department. This, of course, Shelby is where we just learned a bit ago that Dylan Roof was captured here. What we're hearing is from a traffic stop. Now, we do not have any details as to exactly where it happened in Shelby, if it was in the same car, the vehicle, and what the situation was surrounding that traffic stop, but we were told it is a traffic stop. He was captured, apprehended, just went inside here to the Shelby Police Department. They couldn't confirm for me if he is still actually being held here. I do know that there is one jail for this area, for the county, and it is here in Shelby. Once again, we don't know yet, and now we did also just find out from them that the Shelby police are working on a press release with the FBI, with the Charleston police. We should be expecting that release within about an hour is what I've been told. Otherwise, they aren't coming out and giving us any other information, but we are going to see what else we can find out here after just arriving on the scene, and we'll bring you the very latest as we get it. Reporting live in Shelby, Amy Kalman, NBC Charlotte.
This hour, we are continuing to awaiting a press conference from the president. He's going to make some remarks about the shooting in Charleston that killed 9 people last night, people who were just attending a Bible study. So we're waiting to hear from the president. That should be happening any minute now. In the meantime, just to sort of reset and let you know how we got to this point, police making an arrest. This all started around 9 o'clock last night. Police say the suspect, 21-year-old Dylan Roof, had actually sat in that church, Emmanuel AME Church, for about an hour before firing shots around 9 p.m., shooting and killing 9 people in that church.
And this tragedy really impacting not only families down there, but also families here in Charlotte. Charlotte Observer reporting that Malcolm Graham, a well-known pillar in this community as far as served long time on city council, served as a state senator, ran for Congress a couple of years ago. Charlotte Observer reporting that his sister, actually one of those victims. It speaks to just how far, when somebody commits a crime of this magnitude, how many people it really impacts when something like this happens. When you talk about 9 people. Of course, Charleston just 2.5 hours down the interstate, so it's bound to impact a lot of people across the Carolinas.
It is, and we know right now there are some folks even gathering in Charleston. This is not a live picture right here. This is another gathering from last night, but there are people who are gathering as we speak, remembering the victims at a church there in Charleston, another church. It does speak volumes to the impact here. This affects a lot of people, and it is unexplainable, and that is why it affects so many people. This 21-year-old man, police say, walked into the church, shot and killed 9 people, 6 women, 3 men, including the pastor of the church and a state senator, Clemente Pinckney, who a lot of people obviously who are familiar with South Carolina politics or in Charleston, you would certainly recognize the name and you would certainly know him.
South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley really having to sort of choke back tears as she spoke just a few minutes ago. Take a listen.
So we have some grieving too, and we've got some pain we have to go through. Parents are having to explain to their kids how they can go to church and feel safe, and that's not something we ever thought we'd deal with.
And the governor there, obviously emotional with all this, saying this is a sad day in South Carolina. Rachel Roller, she has been in Charleston since the middle of the night. She's been there all morning long. Rachel, I understand you have some new information maybe about the weapon used?
Angie, we do. We just heard from the police chief that the gun was found in the vehicle with Dylan Roof. Now, that is the same vehicle that police first described to the public, a black 4-door sedan. And remember, he was stopped after a citizen called police of suspicious activity in Shelby, which is in Cleveland County. And police were able to get out there and arrest him on a traffic stop. Now, we're told he was cooperative when he was arrested, but no other comments were made on whether he said anything or admitted to the crime. However, police are saying now that they can begin the prosecution, and they're telling us that this will be prosecuted as a hate crime. And that's the latest we have right now. We'll keep you updated. Back to you.
All right, Rachel, thank you.
Let's talk a little bit more about what we do know about this suspect. It's not a whole lot, but what we do know about Dylan Roof, he's been charged in the past with trespassing, charged as well with drug charges in the past couple of years. A cursory look at his Facebook page does not reveal too much about anything that you could tell something like this would happen. A quick look at his friends appear to be a very diverse group of people. Carolina's standing by any moment now for remarks from President Obama, now getting the 30-second remark. Actually, here he is right now, President Obama speaking about this.
This morning, I spoke with, and Vice President Biden spoke with Mayor Joe Riley and other leaders of Charleston to express our deep sorrow over the senseless murders that took place last night. Michelle and I know several members of Emmanuel AME Church. We knew their pastor, Reverend Clementa Pickney, who, along with 8 others, gathered in prayer and fellowship and was murdered last night.
You know, our Brooke Katz, she's very familiar with Charleston. You've worked in Charleston. You're from Charleston. Brooke, you know, hearing what the president just had to say, what are some of your thoughts about all this?
You know, this church in Charleston is set in the very heart of the Low Country. It's right off of Calhoun Street. It is right near the Charleston City Market, the historic market there, also right off of historic King Street. Really, it is the heartbeat of Charleston, and being somebody from this area, I can honestly tell you this whole morning has been very difficult to get through.